Oh my goodness, what we got to do today. Let me tell you, we have got loads. The first job is we are going to plant those sweet peas. I'm hoping I can do all the towers that I want to do. Oh, no. Hoping I can do all the towers with the sweet peas that I'm going to be having. I found another lot of sweet peas that I forgot were there. And plus I'm growing some more, just in case. Just in case. So yeah, we've got those. What else? I need to feed. I've been watering, but I haven't been feeding. So I've got some of this left. So I'm going to put a cap full of this into my watering can and go and feed everything rather than water it again. I just want to feed it. The sun has gone. Oh God, we had lovely sun for about 4 weeks. Honestly, I'm not complaining. It's been absolutely glorious, but now it's gone. What else? I can show you lots of things actually. So I'll tell you what, while that is steeping, brewing, whatever coffee does in a cafetiere, I will show you what's been happening in the past few days. I'm going to give you a timestamp. It is the 19th of May. So it's only been a few days since we was here last, only been a few. But things have grown, you know, so let's show you. As you can see, everything's looking a little bit yellow. That's why I'm going to feed, because it's just looking like they need a little bit of something, don't they, in that ground. But look at that. I must have accidentally planted a sunflower in there. You know what? I'm going to let it stay. I'm going to let it stay in there. These were two nasturtiums that I dug up from underneath when I did that greenhouse thing there. I remember there was underneath the thing, and they completely died, right? But then I thought, oh, you know what? Nasturtiums are quite hardy. I just still planted them. I still kept watering them, and they're coming back. They're coming back then, and there's obviously nasturtiums all over the place in here, right? So the sunflowers are getting really quite tall. Okay, but like I say, yellow. Everything needs feeding. These are starting to, these beans, I think they're definitely beans. I don't think I got it wrong. These beans, runner beans, are starting to wind themselves round. So they're growing nicely. Tons upon tons of strawberries. I don't even know if I've got time to cover these up today, because I've really got a lot to do. But I have got a long time here today, to be fair. But can you see? Look at them. There's just so many strawberries. Have done really well. It's had chicken manure on here, so I think that's why they're a bit bigger, maybe. Because I had the chicken manure. Rhubarb is just going crazy. As per usual, it's massive. So look, bit yellow, need feeding. That I put seeds in there, but I can't think what seeds to put in there. I'd have to rewatch the video. I can't think. Yep, that's... Oh, look, these got flowers on. Oh, wow. These peas have got flowers on. Well, there you go. There you go. They are growing, even though they went a bit gnarly. And that's my lavender. Don't even think you saw me plant them, but that's some lavender. That's sweet peas, but it was only done a few days ago. I have put some things inside the polytunnel just because they were at the brew station bit. Look, they need planting out. Now these are the... So we might do these today as well, the crystal lemon. So they need some sort of structure, but they look like they need feed. And this is the runner beans. Oh, I've still got the packet for those. Yeah, those are runner bean painted lady. Okay, it got really, really hot in the polytunnel. I mean, at 50 degrees, and this warped. This went all bent because they're underneath bent, so it just sort of moulded it. Anyway, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 definitely growing in there. So at some point we'll find a structure for them. I'm not so bothered about them, but those I am bothered about. Right, I put up a load of signs as well. Let's see. Did you see this sign? So I'll take you to this sign that I put up. I put up this pea sign here. Obviously where the peas are. They look dead, but they're picking up a bit now. Oh look, even got a flower on it. These are actually starting to pick up a little bit. Believe it or not. My sweet peas are really still quite small on there. Oh no, that side's picked up a little. There you go. They've grown somewhat. Oh. I had to look in when I came to water at weekend. I had to look in at my sweet potatoes. We've got a slip. We have got a slip. There, look, sorry. I haven't done anything with this bed, sorry. But look, we've got a slip growing. So we finally got one. Nothing else is growing. Stuff's getting eaten by slugs. But that one is growing a slip. So that is a a really good result for that. We'll keep that one watered, even if you only get one. I'm not growing it for the sweet potatoes. I'm actually growing it for the leaves, if you remember. The leaves for one of my daughter's friends. He wants the leaves to cook with. Anything else? Lettuce. Could do with planting that really. Okay, the lettuce is doing fantastic. Thought it was dead. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, the polytunnel was so hot, everything just went bleh. But definitely picked up, so I need to take them out and stick. That can be their bed because the kids can pick that and eat it. And that is the spring onions going to seed. I just thought I'd let them go to seed and see what happened, because as an experiment for myself, will it all start growing new spring onions in there? I don't know. That's an experiment for us to do there. So we'll just leave those going to seed. But lettuce, yeah, that's good. Right, I've got a few more signs to show you. I put up the gherkin. I think that's supposed to be gherkin court, like American road sign, but that's the only thing I could find with gherkin on that was metal. So we've got the gherkin one. I'll put the rhubarb one up at some point. And then fresh strawberries, I think you've seen that one already. That was an old one. Sunflower, I think you've seen. Wildflowers, was that it? Oh no, there's one down here. I knew there was I thought I'd put a few up. There you go. The sweet pea one, because that's hopefully going to be a nice sweet pea arch. But I've got my sweet peas ready there. There's loads there, more than enough, so I can take some of those and put them on another thing. Oh, sun's coming out. Oh, hallelujah. That's the one I'm going to do first. I'm going to do that one first. I put some soil in there because I thought my loofahs were looking a bit like they needed something else. So I just chucked a load of soil in there because I'm just running out of time. I need to feed things. I need to plant the sweet peas. Oh, right, I'm just going to have my brew. Just going to do my percolated coffee. This is going to be the first one that I do, this tower in the corner. Right, let's just see what we've got to work with. Make sure you can see down here. We've got a couple there in a packet. Let's do this roll. Let's undo the roll. See how many we've got. Okay. Wow, I can really hear the bees on the comfrey. That's a little one. That one's just starting. Just a little one, just starting. We might as well plant that. And there's another one there, I think. It's been eaten a bit. Stick those two together. Right, okay, let's get a trowel. Let's dig out any of this stuff that we don't want, like the bindweed. Let's get rid of that. And I'll just pick it out. There's no point in trying to get it out completely. It just grows all the time. Right, I'm just going to dig in this structure and the cardboard. Push that out of the way a sec. And I think I'm going to get some compost and stick it on here as well. So then we've got cardboard, we've got straws, we've got compost, and stick in a few chicken manure pellets as well. Okay, let's get the pellets on. Okay, just going to go and get some compost. Okay, no reason to be shy with it. Right, let's see what we've got to work with. Oop, I knocked one off. Not one over there, sorry. I'm just going to stick that little runty one next to that one. And I'm going to aim for 3 either side. Right, so let me take you closer, sorry. There you go. That is what I'm going to do. There's a little runty one there that might, come good. So I've just stuck it next to that one, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 3 on either side there. Hopefully we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got enough, 11, 12. Right, okay, we've got plenty there. I don't think I need to feed these because it's got the chicken manure pellets. I can feed them next week. But I'm just going to give them a nice water. That chicken manure pellets are in there, so I'm feeling confident that they'll have enough to get them going. Okay, there we go. I will feed the other things, so I'm just going to do another tower. This is the next one, the one by the pipe, by the tap. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to break up this cardboard and the strulch. Like I did last time, I'll add the chicken manure, stick some compost on it, why not? Let's give it a good fighting chance of growing spectacular sweet peas. I'll definitely next year, I'm not going to do the cardboard. I'll just put the strulch on because this cardboard, because it's been so dry, it's just not disintegrating. So give it a bit of a break up. And the mix in, and yeah, I'm going to plant this one up. So next time you see it, it should be lovely, mixed in, bit of fresh compost, and lovely sweet peas growing all around the edge. Fingers crossed. There you have it. Each one of these bags had about 2 or 3 in, so there's a few more around the side of this one than the other one. So if we've got any spare ones, I could always stick them in that first one, I suppose. But yeah, you know what? I think we're going to have enough. I was panicking. I didn't think we'd have enough, but I actually do think we've got enough now. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a water to help it on its way. I am feeling a lot better about this now. Now that I've got those front 2 in, and I can see I've got a load down there I can plant in. Let's get the sweet peas from down here that we didn't use. Let's get you. I think I was panicking for absolutely no reason because we've got a load of sweet peas there. So I might put some more in that first one as well. And maybe I'll put some more in the arch into the children's bit. But first of all, I have to weed around there because that gets the bindweed. So let me pull all that out, and then I no point in showing you. It's exactly the same as I've done it in the first 2. So yeah, I'm going to get that one planted up, and I might even do the other one, the last one as well. I've got some runner beans. The runner beans that just showed you, actually, I might put round that for a change, because we've got sweet peas there, sweet peas around the arch, sweet peas there, sweet peas there, sweet peas there, runner beans round there. So I might put some runner beans for a change up that one. But for now, I'm just going to get those sweet peas up at these towers. Any left over, I'm going to plonk in the first ones we did, the first arch, and maybe that first little tower today. Oh yes, I'm feeling much better now. I have got all 1, 2, 3, 4 towers with the sweet peas. I've also put a few more at the arch, and I've still got a few there, which you can put somewhere. But yeah, that's done. That's done. We've got the middle one done there. And then right at the top here, we have the top one done. They've all had a bit of water. I was going to feed everything, but I watered yesterday. And when I put in the extra sweet peas in here, I put extra ones in here just to fill it out a bit. Okay, the ground was still very wet, so I don't particularly want to feed it today. I'm going to wait till I need to water it, so I'm going to wait a couple of days, I think, to do the feeding. Because I think otherwise it just gets too wet. I mean, my sweet corn is okay, but it's looking a bit yellow, but I think that's wet. Let me just check. Oh, actually, that's quite dry. We could feed the sweet corn. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get a capful of that into the watering can, and we'll feed the sweet corn. We've got 2 beds of sweet corn. Let's get them fed. Oops, oh, my cap's broken. I'm going to guess because my cap has deteriorated. Oh. So let's get the water. That's 1 capful to 5 litres. I think this is a 5 litre watering can, so hopefully I've done it right. Okay, and I'm just going to do exactly the same at the other sweet corn bed. Sweet corn is now fed. Okay, right, what shall I do? I've got so many jobs to do, little jobs. I'm just going to have to sit down and have a think about what we can do next, because there's lots of things I need to do, but I just need to prioritise what order we do them in. I think what I'm going to do next is the loofahs. Okay, now with the loofahs, they need the warmth, definitely. So I bought a mini greenhouse, I might have said before. So I'm going to sow them outside, and then when the weather gets a little bit horrible, I'm going to shut the door on the mini greenhouse. I mean, I don't know, it might work, it might not do. This is Manchester. It can get quite cold here, even, you know, especially in the summer. All year round, let's face it, it's Manchester, it's a rainy city. But just so that they've got a bit of a fighting chance. Like I said before, I stuck some compost in there just because the roots were coming out the bags, and I thought, oh, I'm not ready to plant them yet, but they need, you know, a little bit of something to grow into. So I have just put the compost in there, and hopefully they're going to be okay. I think there's yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's plenty. Anyway, so they don't climb, but they need support. So this old support that I have here, I'm just going to move it round for now, and I'm going to build that little greenhouse there. It's got no shelves and it's got nothing in it. I think it's just poly. I don't think it's clear. Thinking about it, I should have got a clear one. If I can find a clear cover, I'll get a clear cover for it, but we'll do with what we've got. I just want the heat, don't I, to grow these things. So I'm just going to move this trellis. Just going to take one thing out and turn it around just so it's in one piece, because I think once it folds down, I think the mesh will just sort of tie together. Or should I just do a new one? No, don't stick with what we've got. I'm just going to move this stuff. I'm going to weed this bed, and I'm going to dig it over, and then we're going to come back and we're going to build that little mini greenhouse for my loofah. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Don't know. Might do some inside, might do some outside of it. We'll figure it out as we go. It's just made that look harder than it was. Right, let's get this weeded. I might just pull this cardboard up, you know, because it really does irritate me. Right, I need a trowel because we've got potatoes here that I need to dig up. Right, so I'm just going to dig all this over and bring you back, and then we'll have a go at making that greenhouse. B, C, D, E, F, G, like that. all in that sort of order, so just to make it easier. Should we work bottom up? So we want an F, which is F and a G, right? So A, B, C, D, E, F. F, cross tube, right? So F there, F there, F there, right? Okay. So an F1 with one of these ones. One of these ones, right? You know the score. I'm just going to follow these basic instructions and I'm going to build this greenhouse, and I'll bring you back when it's finished, because it's pretty much standard construction, tubes, angles, and then we put the outer on it. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. To be fair, it's been pretty much straightforward, really quite easy to put together. Just always make sure you really push those joints in together, otherwise it's not as tall as I thought it was. Might outgrow it. I might have to raise it. Oh, I never thought of that. I just thought, oh, it was greenhouse size. Never mind. Right, let's not dwell on it. Let's not dwell on the fact that it's half the size I thought it was. No, just need to probably raise it on something. On what, though, I do not know. Right, so basically I did square front, square back. You just follow a picture. There's no written instructions. You just follow the picture. Everything's numbered. And I think if you do what I did and to go A, B, C, D with your parts, you can just grab everything to hand. Hang on. Shall I move my obstacle, or shall I leave my obstacle here? What do you think? Let's move my obstacle. Okay. Oops. I will absolutely be pegging this down, because this will just take off like a kite. I need to think about raising it up though, definitely. Right, okay, we've got we've got 2 last bits, and then we can bolt some bits on. Just wanted to give you a little update of what I was up to. Just let me get these last 2 little things. And then it just has, I'll just put these on, then it just has 4 strengtheners, sorry. 2 at the back and 2 at the side. Oops. Okay. Sorry, wildflowers. I think you'll manage. I think you'll live. Like I say, really push those joints in. Okay, so once you've got this sort of house shape, it then all gets put together by a sorry. Let me get it for you. Some strengthening brackets, strengthening rods, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so one either side at the back, one either side at the front, just to give it some rigidity. But I will be staking this to the ground, that is for sure. So yeah, I'm just going to bolt these together. It's finished. What I don't like though is if I move it, these aren't bolted here, so they just pop out. So, not that you're going to move it when it's in there, but just because it just irritates me, I'm going to tape those seams that just pop out. Okay. With some duct tape, obviously, good old duct tape. This is proper duct tape, so it will be sticky. Just want enough to hold it so that when you move it, the whole thing doesn't pop out of its join, because it's irritating. I've moved it a few times and it's irritated me that it's moved. Obviously it doesn't take much to irritate me. Then I think what we'll do is we will stick it on the ground, see what it looks like, see how much of a mistake I've made by getting it. And then take it from there. Just make sure them joints are together. There we go, that's better. Before I put the cover on, I can manhandle it now. Right, let's put it in place. Okay, so didn't move this, let's move it now. Just for now. That'll do, that'll do. Right, okay, let's pop it on and see what we think. My idea is that it would face the sun. Okay, so to have it there, facing the sun, but have it on really sunny days, I could just leave it rolled up. Because then I've got the heat, haven't I? But then I'm thinking when it gets a bit chillier, like now, like last week we had glorious sunshine, but now, it's going to be a bit meh, you know, a bit grey skied. So I could put it down and it'd just keep a bit more heat in there. What do you think? What do you think? Right, let's put the cover on. Put the cover on and see what we think. As for raising it up, if I can maybe just keep them a bit, not as tall. I do believe you can just cut the tops down and then all the growth will still carry on below. I don't know, I might need to look, maybe I made that up, I'm not sure. Sometimes I just think things. Okay, it's not really the truth. Right, let's unzip it, let's unzip it, make it easy. This feels a good quality fabric though. The whole thing was only 15 quid, I think. But yeah, I probably would have preferred it another foot higher. Don't know why I'm doing it on the soil. Let's just do it near my obstacles. Does it tie on? It does tie on. That's good. We've got to try and stop it taking off. Right, tell you what, I'm going to scrabble about my hands and knees. I'm going to fasten this on and then we're going to put it in place again and have another look at it. Okay, I can see a little bit of a fault with this. It's lacking one of the internal ties, but the internal ties, instead of being at the bottom so it can hold the cover down, they're on the legs at the back. So if it gets a gust of wind, it's just going to slide up the legs. The cover is just going to whip up, right? Apart from the fact it's also got one missing off the front, there is no tie on there at all. And the tie is here. The tie is here, not the bottom. It's up here. So you get a gust of wind, it's just going to go whoosh up the leg, isn't it? Or even whooshing off. So that needs to, I've got some like coated wire. It's only coated in paper actually. It's the wire bit that I want. Right, so my idea is to hook it through. Hook it through that bit that's tied on there. Just let me undo it. And hook it through. Okay. And tie it. You know what, I was going to do it in a bow, but I'm going to do it in a knot. Might regret that decision, but what I'm going to do is just tie that side to the bottom bit. I have no idea why they've put it there like that. And there's nothing I can do about the missing one. I'm going to have to think of something to secure that one. I suppose you get what you pay for, £14. I will be giving them the feedback, obviously. Don't know what make it is. It's a crystals greenhouse. Crystals. Right, so I will be giving them the feedback. But apart from that, you know, the cover's sturdy, but I can't, apart from that, nothing there. So I've dragged that one down. There's another 2 on this side. I can do exactly the same 2. I'm going to put the wire through, wherever I've put the wire through, pull it down so that it's just sitting a bit better, and then have a think about that front one. How am I going to do the front one? I have decided on a different position, the same bed, but a different position. So it was going to face that way, but now I'm putting it sideways just because it blocked my view from up there. Okay, this doesn't particularly block my view because that's where the comfrey is behind it anyway. So it didn't block my view, but it was sort of blocking. I sort of sat around in different places and saw where it looked best. And this was the best bit for it, to be side on like this. So I am hammering a stake in and putting one of the big thick tie wraps on it. I'm going to do the same in that corner, just so that that's not going to go anywhere. But equally, if I just snip that off, I can just lift the whole thing off if I need to, or I decide I don't like looking at it. So yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to do, is just hammer this last post in there and get a big tie wrap on it. Okay, if everyone would like to remind me next year to read instructions, right, before I decide to grow any plants that are unusual. This is just well rotted horse manure. Yeah, can you remind me to read instructions, because I've just been looking up loofah because I'm thinking, is it best to grow it in a polytunnel? And it is, you know, because it was quite cold here. So if you can grow it in a polytunnel or a greenhouse, grow it in that. But it also says grow it about 50 centimetres apart. Now, if I grew them 50 centimetres apart, I'd get 2 in here. So I'm going to overcrowd them a little bit. I'm going to grow some in here, and I'm going to grow some next to it there, because I don't particularly want to get another polytunnel, because they're not the best looking things, are they really? And I want to see my plants. Oh God, so I've got a load of loofahs now that I probably can't grow, but you know, I only need to grow a couple, I suppose, don't I? I could give the other ones away. Could give the others away. Well, let's just, you know what, let's just tip that out, because that's going to set forever. Ugh. Just wanted to dig some well rotten horse manure in here. So I am going to ignore instructions. I'll have to now because it's too late. I've got the plants, I've got the little greenhouse. I couldn't get a bigger one because it would just take up too much space and it just looking unsightly. Right, so I've got some manure dug in there. It's well rotted. Excellent. I've just been given 2 sunflowers. Look at them compared to mine. Mine grown in the polytunnel are really tall, lanky and weak looking, and those ones grown in the ground direct, lovely, strong and green. So I'm just going to pop these, one there, maybe one over there. Just going to add it to my sunflowers. They're just going to go, they're going to go sky high. They really are. Okay, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's get planting them. Yes, we are overplanting them, as in we are planting them way too close together. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Doesn't matter, does it, really, in the scheme of things? That one looks a bit worse for wear, so I'll have that one. What do you think? I'm just going to do that, I don't care. I am now at the point where I don't care. I don't know what that is. That's another, so that's one. I'll try the other ones outside. I don't think they'll survive outside, but we can put them out and see what we think, can't we? Right, I'm just going to bury these ones. It says bury them and immediately water them. Well, it says plant them, doesn't say bury them. I don't particularly want to press it down with my hand because it's horse manure. Right, okay, so I am actually not holding. I was quite hopeful at the start when I thought about doing loofahs. When I didn't actually look at the instructions for them. But now, having looked at the instructions for them, I'm not feeling quite so hopeful. Oh, you know what? I'm going to press it down with my hand just to make sure they're firmly in. One last one in here. Listen, I can always take this cover off, can't I? I can always dig them up, whatever. I've had successes doing things anyway the wrong way, so if you're a real gardener, you actually you wouldn't like to watch me because I do things wrong, but I get results sometimes, most of the time. So yeah, but if you're a real gardener, I would imagine that would be quite irritating that I don't do things correctly, but I still get a good result. Right, I'm just going to wash my hand now because I've been touching horse manure. Right, then we'll come back and give them the water. Right, okay. Let's leave those there. That's the second water they've had. I gave it water, then I left it and come back to it, give it another water. Right, I think that's all we can do with that, is just leave them to see how they get on. Oh, I'm a little bit worried now, I'm not going to lie. Should I put it down or should I leave it up? I think because it's a bit cooler now for the next few days, I'm going to roll the front down when I go. As per usual, it's another day. It's now the 21st of May. Okay, so just a couple of days later, a few days later. But what I thought we'd do right now is the lettuce in this bed here at the back. So what I need to do is I need to take this cover off because, oops, it's tied on, because just make it easier. Just make it easier for me to work in there with the cover off, and I can just put the cover straight back on again. So what I need to do, something that I've never done before, and it's just sort of separate these so that I can put them in there and that they've got their own little bit of space really to grow. But look at that. Honestly, a couple of weeks ago, they look like goners, honestly, absolute goners. But come on, let's separate these lot and stick them in there. Right, I think it's best that I take my gloves off for this so I can actually see what I'm doing properly, feel what I'm doing. Okay, right. Right, let's see what we've got in here. It's a shame, really. Why can't I just plant them like that? Do you think I could just plant them like that, do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4 in that one. I mean, they'll still grow, won't they? Oh, don't know what I'm doing. Everyone says weed them out. Not weed them out, whatever it is, thin them out. I don't want to break the roots, though. If I thin these out, I'm just going to break the roots off, aren't I? You know what? I don't care. Right, I'm just planting it. I'm just planting it as it is. I'm planting it as it is. I'm not disturbing the roots. I think if I disturb the roots on these, it's just going to kill them anyway, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking them out and I'm planting as is. So that's three along there. I'll be there all day. And there would be no roots left on them. Honestly, there'd be nothing left root-wise if I was to divide all these up. Right, so maybe I should have done it when they were a little bit smaller. Right, it's still going to grow, okay? You're still going to get lettuce. And to be quite frank, that looked like a really tedious job. I think this had manure in it a couple of months ago. I have kept it watered in here because I didn't want it to be dry when I planted these out. Right, I'm sorry if I'm doing it wrong and how you wouldn't do it, but I can't separate that lot. Some of them have got a dozen in. Some of them have got a dozen plants in. Can you imagine? You'd end up with one tiny little root and they just all die. I don't see the point. At least this way, they can just pick these leaves as is now, can't they? I'm going to keep the structure in there, hopefully stop the slugs. I'm going to water it and then I'm going to put the thing back on. There you go. You know what? They've got more room to grow, should they want to. 1 second, let me just... I've got a little thing with water in. Let's make sure we've got plenty of water. Right, well that didn't go how I planned because I honestly, maybe I should have done it when they were a little bit smaller. Right, there you go. Those should hopefully perk up. And I presume you just pick the leaves off it. You just pick the leaves as and when you want them to eat. So why not let it grow like that? Why not? Okay, I'm just going to put, wherever it's gone, just going to put that back on. I'm going to tie it on, give it a good bit of heat going in there. And then I'm going to call it a day. I think we've done quite a lot. I just came back to plant that lettuce in there and give everything a little bit of a water. So I shall see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, because you get fantastic content just like this. So yeah, I shall see you next week. Bye.